Okay.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm gonna try to go through the stream as quickly as possible. This list I posted here is what I most recently posted on Patreon. I played a similar list to 5-0 the night before. 1 second. Uh, Friend of the program, also moderator, DCIT, took this list to a 5-0 just Sunday night. And this is, like I said, this is what I posted on Patreon. I played a very similar list the night before on Sunday and or Saturday night actually. I posted the list on Sunday. Um, Only difference was I tried a one up mole and did not like it. I also had the Dwarkeeper throw in the main, so I swapped the mole for the third Fiend Artisan. I only had two here, and then I swapped the mole. Sorry, the throw for the fourth Thoughtseize main, which is what Decent had. The idea is pretty simple. We're just trying to play as many cards that win or uh, or that are low bearing as possible. And the, so, for instance, we want to max out our best cards, which is like Wild Reliquary, Mana Dorks, Hogak, Natural Order. Now, what might be surprising is there's only one copy of Guy's Cradle, and there's a debate. You don't even need it really. And the logic is, I was thinking about this for a couple of days when I took a break from playing. Um, the logic is, I just don't think Guy's Cradle is good in this particular environment. That is very start a game while we wait. The logic is, I don't think Guy's Cradle is very good in this meta game that is combo heavy. Because you have to spend your first few turns playing discard or whatnot. Now you can play free spells like endurance and force of vigor. The problem is those green cards that are synonymous, those free pitch cards that are synonymous with green are easy to play around now because everybody expects you to have it. Ooh, Black Lotus Knight. Speaking of the oops all spells, I don't know what they're on, but I'm just gonna keep a generically decent hand for the purposes of our exercise here. I really disdain for Usopp spells being in the format. Like it's such a heavy pressure point from deck building standpoint for fair decks, and even for unfair decks because it's because of the land, right? Like in no point in our history has there been a turn one deck that is allowed to play a longer game too. Like that has just not happened historically. And now I can mold. I don't know what they're on. If they're on, oops, then I'm probably just dead. The problem is I can't just mold Thoughtseize. Like, what if they're on something else? Uh, but okay, so they're not on oops. So I'm glad I just like kept it generically okay playable hand, right? Sure. So a one drop would be nice here. Not a one drop. I'm gonna try to be mana plays around Bowmaster, so there's that. Usually they don't have a second push here. Sure, that's actually pretty good for us. A land here would be nice. There's a couple decent draws, I guess. I guess that's a land. Fiend Artisan here doesn't even cast the Hogak. Unfortunately, the Arbor's in the yard already, too. I could like phase one out if I wanted to. I think I get a Dork here. We'll see if they block. I could have got a whatever and got a Gak, I guess, but I didn't want to play that route. Do we care about making it bigger here? I don't think so. Oh, I just realized I effed that up. I could get a land. Yeah, I screwed that up. That's fine. That Boseiju actually ironic of not being a cradle here hurts a little bit. Okay, they bash with everyone. I think I'm gonna trade here and then phase out the. The Actually, I don't want to phase out. I think the guy's cradle will probably just do a lot of work here. blockers on the board. Hmm, that doesn't work. If I phased it out, I would have had extra 3 mana, but then no blocker. I think I probably just lost here. The shadow is actually annoying here. Oh, actually, I messed up. I should have got the Talon Gates. So I did that too quickly. Okay, they can see. I should have got the Talon Gates because that would be extra mana this turn. Um, but it doesn't matter because I'm gaining a bunch here, and then they can't attack profitably. So the they was just not to crack the fetch. Just board out all of these Thoughtseize that are kind of liabilities. Dismember is probably fine. Bog, no. Terracodon, no. We don't have much for fair matchups, but I'm just like counting on the strength of this deck to beat the fair matchups. Really, it's just the two dismembers for this matchup. Leyland is what I'd rather not bring in, but I just don't have anything better. Yeah, Atrax is a she is a hell of a card. I'll try to keep almost any hand. I think I take the Bayou. Question here is what am I leading with? Yeah, I want to protect the. I want to protect the Boseiju if I can. In case sometimes they have flute or some random thing. I played against this deck the other day and they had flute. They want to waste me. That's fine. They probably take the Queen Sun here. No, interesting. They didn't take. They took the safety word. That tells me they have removal. So there's really no point to run out the Green Sun here. We're actually one land away from hard casting the Atraxa. they took the safety for here. I would have to assume they have removal. If we stick the, if we get a land here, it's lifetime. Not quite. That was not too bad. Attracts a one thing I really emphasize is without any new printings, really, I don't. Unfortunately, this new set, we're not gonna get anything either. If we're not gonna, if our deck's not gonna get more powerful, we might as well just lean into like reducing the fail rate because if you don't, if your deck doesn't improve essentially every time a new set comes out, you're just falling behind. Unfortunately, with all the power creep that's going on now, it used to be that more so the Kaiser and Fire era. I think continue to happen here. My good friend Jonathan Zhang has always said that like if a Modern Horizon sets gets released, if you don't have like 3 to 4 printings for your deck is now obsolete. Like Modern Horizons 3 brought Eldrazi with it. It brought energy with it. Just essentially breathing new archetypes into the legacy and other eternal formats. Right. Modern also energy's been good there. Even vintage, I forget off the top of my head. Obviously, Psychic Frog's a very good card. Like it's just the world we live in. Anybody have any questions for me so far? We're playing against tricky. I don't love this. I keep it. I think because just on the draw, and I would probably keep this on 6. Right? You have extra natural order. Something I would like to do is like increase the. Like I said, if our deck's not gonna get more powerful, it needs to get more consistent, especially at beating combo. So I would love for us to find more ways to steal game 1 against combo. I don't know what that entails, but 4 Thoughtseize is probably a start. I would love to have a second bullet like the Thrall or like. But the problem is the Terrazon is too horrible to draw. Okay, that's not good for us. Ooh, Jesus. All right. There's nothing endurance or force of vigor could do there. They probably forced this. I should probably cast the birds. I don't think it really matters. I'm just assuming we're dead. The issue is I can only stave off. The issue is I can only stave off the Annihilator for so long. Like, it, here's where the second talent games would be nice, but like, of course, it would have to require that they didn't have force, and it required that like, I had Wide of the Reliquary in hand anyways off the show and tell, so a lot has to go right. I think we're just done here. Like, I don't see a way we're winning this game. Jesus. All right. Um, there's just like no answer, right? Like, we needed to be on the play, and I think we have a chance. Like that extra mana like matters here. Right? We could. Oh jeez, is that a Traxa? All right, now we're just dead. There's like no shot now. Why they didn't draw sevens beyond me? Unless they're scared of another talent gates. But it doesn't matter. Not, nothing we can do there really. See what my map says to do in this matchup. I'm going in Thrall for sure. Safekeepers come out. High Art come out. Collective comes out. Terastodon, is that coming in? According to this mapping, yes. Everything else is like kind of straightforward, I guess. I don't think Magus, like, I don't think they're gonna get sloppy. Everything else like makes sense to me. I think sometimes if you show in Hogak, depending what they show in, you could still win. Also, like they're a cage deck, so it's another way to play around cage. You have like a not super fast but decently fast clock. It grants it for 2 mana or pseudo 2 mana. It's the green Murktide region. So for those of you just tuning in, the reason why I'm only on endurance, no endurance and no force of vigor is I just think every combo player is expecting the green deck to play it now. So what I like to do is if all things the same, unless one card is egregiously better than another. For instance, I think natural is just like better than every other option. I tend to do the opposite of what I think other Cradle players are doing, and what the majority would expect. That way, you have a leg up on like in terms of people being less experienced against you. If all else even, if I think a card is just too good not to play, I will play it. So, for instance, I think the best card in this deck is Once Upon a Time. That's why I'm playing four. And I think the best creature in the deck is obviously Wild Reliquary. Like I've been asked by players, "Oh, what do I think about like a blue, like a green red version?" I'm like, "Why am I giving up the best creature in the deck? Like I have to be I have to have a good reason to do that." Not bad. You can't just mold a discard too. It makes you too predictable. They have a sweeper here. We're in trouble. Sure. That tells me they don't have a sweeper. They wouldn't have forced it. Unless their sweeper is a 3 mana spell and they don't have acceleration. Then they cannot really afford for this to untap. It's kind of problematic for them. Brainstorm. So my line there was why the reliquary into Fiend Artisan, holding the throw in play. Um, in case they show and tell in, then it stops the attraction trigger, right? Nothing interesting. Oh, nice. I think I'm gonna try to slam natural order here and see what happens. So let's tap this way. If they force this, then I can still play throw. Okay, now we're just slamming natural order with the shields down. So my line there is I wanted to keep the option to throw them in case they force the Fiend Artisan. Okay, we'll pass then. Two forces already. Mm, I think I want to be able to see. The thing is, like, I can pitch right now for a while the reliquary, and then just maybe leave up the throw to flash in response. If they, in case they play a sneak attack, that might be the line. Yeah, I'm gonna hold it for now. They show and tell, and that's fine. For I guess it's 8. I'm gonna attack first, and then we can destroy their lands with Terracodon. Oh, never mind. That was a mistake. I'm one short off Terracodon mana. So 4, 8. Okay, that was a mistake. I should not have done that. Yeah, I miscounted that. It's interesting that they're playing Crystal Brand. That's like old technology. Maybe they know something we don't. I guess Bowmaster's not like super popular right now. It should be game. I don't see how they're getting out of this. Like, yeah. All right. How do we like how we boarded there? I don't mind how we boarded there. I felt like it played out the way we wanted it to. Like none of this other stuff's good. I think I'd rather have the lucky like Hogak line potentially instead of like a random Nova Hierarch or a collective. Magus is like almost strictly for planar Nexus. Like I would actually rather not play this card, but we just do not have game against Nexus without Magus. Somehow they thought, let's just make all these easy combo now. Like let's simplify the game for everyone. Just forget Tron. You just have one land that just turns on Tron easily, like for all the lands. The reason why I call this stream "Go Gary Dorks Era" is because over the last few months, this list has already kind of shifted towards that. Like, really, the foundation of this deck now is like turn one mana dork. Obviously, Kratos still good with that, but that's not really what the deck is about. Like, and a lot of times it feels not quite win more, but just like unnecessary. Like, your opponent should be stopping you from your initial mana anyways, and by doing that, they indirectly stop your Cradle mana as well. Now, if they can't stop it, that's a different story, and you get a snowball the game, and it's obviously good in the mirror. The problem is, it's just not very good against your hardest matchups, which is against really fast combo. You're not gonna have time to have creatures on the board in a time where to maximize Kratos' effectiveness in the game. And secondly, there's a lot of splash damage from the energy decks. Hey Adriana, how's it going? I'm doing good. We're my wife is expecting next month, so there's that coming up. Yeah, okay. And then put back a Birds of Paradise. Actually, put out a hierarch because the Bob can, in case I draw the, yeah, second kit for sure. I hope you've been doing well. I saw you did well in that standard event. I forget. I think it was a showcase or whatnot. But ooh, interesting. They essentially virtual mode. Yeah, our son is turning 3 next month too. Just a little after when my wife is due, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, still a good run. Still a good run for what it's worth. Better just go with a basic right here. I don't know. People like to moon me at randomly, so if I'm not caught casting turn one thoughts, I might as well do that. And like I said, I don't think we're just like mulling to discard. We have a Basager that has text, and maybe I should have mulled. I don't know. You're not tripping. I just don't think Hoof is very good anymore. It hasn't been for a long time. I haven't played it in a year. Like the last time I cut Hoof just over a year ago in February of 2025, so about 14 months ago. And then immediately after I did that, I won the showcase. The showcase challenge, not the qualifier for the mocks. And I went undefeated too. So I just, the thing is like Atraxa just beats almost everything already, right? Like you, if you are not, if well, this is my opinion at least. I mean, I know people would disagree. If you are not winning majority, if you're not winning majority of your what is it called? If you're not winning the majority of your Atraxa games, I think there's other issues going on. Not because you don't have hoof in the deck, for instance. I think here we just try to slam water reliquary. I don't think double ramping really solves anything here. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, a lot of people still play it. I just think it's not really necessary. Like, it feels like training wheels to me. Now, obviously, some people feel like they need the training wheels. Like, there have been people on record that say like they want to simplify the games. I just think Atraxa should get there most of the time, especially with the way the deck is built now with Hogak. Like most of the time, if you Atraxa, you're gonna Atraxa into Hogak, and you put like almost 20 power on board anyways, and they're on a 1 turn clock, or maybe not 20 power, but let's just call it like 15 power between the two of them, right? Like obviously there's blockers and whatnot, but hmm, what do I do here? They declined. I would love to Green Sun for an artisan here, but yeah, I feel like that's the play, and then maybe get the other line here is like I say the Baseju. I just I feel like if we get an artisan out, we're probably gonna win. Yeah, let's do that. Let's attack first. If we triple spell here, that's gonna give us like roughly It's gonna give us a lot of mana. Actually, I screwed that up. I could have got more mana. Let's do this. I'm committed now to this line. I think. Well, I guess that not necessarily. Are we gonna show and tell here? I would feel so bad right now if they didn't play a land last turn too. I would have felt really bad there if how come no waste? I hate the card. I think it's really bad. It's so inconsistent. Like a lot of times it just does nothing. Like I every time I draw a wasteland, it's just like in a matchup I don't really want it. And I get people like the free wins. It's just to me a lot of free losses because I draw at the wrong time in the wrong matchup, and I only really want it for like one type of deck, which is the planar nexus deck. I don't really want against Delver. I'd rather just have stable mana. I don't really want against like these like Stoneblade type decks that have back to basics. I don't really want it like against Ancient Tomb decks because you're usually behind, right? Like I don't. I want to be able to win the games on the draw and not complain that I'm on the that not complain that I wasn't on the play. Force of Will, Gristlebrand, Island, Ponder. Did they not choose sneak attack? They must already have it. Mm, do we have a way to find Magus from Cyber for those decks that draw good? We do. It's kind of slow. It's through Fiend Artisan. I think here we just rotate for Cradle. They have a bowl here randomly. It is what it is. We don't lose necessarily to Atraxa, but we may lose to some of the other things. Um, it's kind of tough. The Atraxa's already on board, so they just like reloaded here. They probably already had the sneak attack. That's why they can grab it. Unless they just had a brain fart. How much mana do I have here? Three, four, five. That's gonna be tough. I think we can just try to sneak three the green sun through. See if they allow it. Okay, they don't allow it. There's really nothing else we can get here. I think that they force pitch ponder. Sure, we can't really stop the Gristle Brands. Sneak attack doesn't do anything here. I think we just pass. Actually, I should not have. No, I think that's correct. We play into a sweeper here by doing that line, but I think we just have to hope to get lucky here. That doesn't do anything here, unfortunately. It's weird because our opponent has Gristlebrand, our deck is like built suboptimally because our deck is not built with Gristlebrand in mind because that's not the standard list. Which I mean, kudos to them. Like you get people because you expect them to be heads up and they're 2 steps ahead, right? I think we need the mana, so we're not gonna do anything here. So the first step here is they stocked up. First step here is like I don't think we can get a Terrastodon because we're behind on board. So because of that, we're gonna have to get our own Atraxa here. Thoughtseize is pretty good here. Although they can just like wait with the Crystal Brand. Once upon a time, birds is a free roll. I guess to an extent, the basic force is somewhat a free roll too. They can wait. Hmm. I think we took the only card that matters. Yeah. And then we pass. We go to 7, and they block with Atraxa. We have our own Atraxa. I think I just don't block. Let me think. If I don't block, I can lower their life total. That might be worth it. Yeah, let's try it. They can't block with Brand either. It has to be Atraxa, and then our Atraxa can trade with their Atraxa. Hopefully they whiff. If nothing else, we trade with their Atraxa. Okay, they didn't block. That's good for us. We'll see how much they draw here. There's no way to stop their Brand trigger here, but we do have a Talon Gates up. Sure. Yeah, I am playing Legacy. Sailing Crag Force. So apologize for slow play. I had to think about there, like what I wanted to do. Shuffle is a good sign for us. Oh, we have a line where we can block. I just thought of it. We can block the the Atraxa with the Birds of Paradise, phase out the Brand, and then we have a set up lethal there because they don't draw life off the Atraxa either. Yeah, actually, I don't. They may not see it because it took me a while to think about it right now. So they attack with both and they whiff. We block with the birds. We phase out the Brand. Um, or really, we can. It doesn't matter who we phase out. Maybe the phase out that attracts is the line. Oh, that could be a sneak attack. We probably phase out the Atraxa actually because that has vigilance. My advice. What do you enjoy playing? I think there's. I think you just want to play something that's consistent or something that's easier to play. I think Energy is a probably really good deck that's translates to other formats. I think if you don't want to play a creature deck, I think the Planar Nexus decks are pretty good. Like they don't require knowledge of what your opponent is doing as much, so to speak. What else? Oops, all spells. Like, although I don't know how much fun you would enjoy that deck, but I think, yeah, Energy is probably one where that's pretty interactive. I think it's very strong. You probably have a hard time against combo, but for the most part, it plays in my what I think is like kind of fun Magic. Let's see what's going on here. So that Birds of Paradise is gonna be clutch here to prevent the life link. And I'm not sure they know about it, but we'll see. Yeah, I think Stoneblade's not a bad option. The issue I think it has is maybe against like these energy decks. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna expect them to attack with both, and then they're gonna get phased out by the block bounce into phase out attracts the line. Because I'm gonna expect them to want to be able to draw seven, or at least have a life buffer, and then maybe not see that. We'll see. I don't know if they're gonna see it or not, but that does what I want it to do. And I'm gonna phase this out because I don't want them to draw gain life. The correct line would have been to block with Atraxa just in case to take the theirs off the board, but I'm not sure I can win with that line. If they consign here, I lose, but I don't think I can play around that. Or I don't know if I lose, but you know what I mean. Yeah, okay. Yeah, my line there is now. Also, even if they didn't stop that, I attack with both. Whoever attracts a block, I sack the other. That's my line for lethal. Okay, I'm gonna use a restroom. Be right back. It's the old like wirewood trick. I think it depends on your list. Sailing Crag Forge. So for somebody like me, I don't like to be predictable. So I'll just if the hand's playable, I don't. I'll just keep a hand, and then every 31% or so games, I'll open with a ley line, and my opponent would just auto lose. So I don't. I just keep any generic hand personally. I think there are some decks that probably have to hard mulligan to them. Uh, but I don't think we're one of them because we play Thoughtseize too, right? Like we're not all in on Leyline. We have other ways to disrupt, and they have to, if they are a more experienced player, they will probably respect that. It's the threat of Leyline that's a big deal. Baby. think this is Penman, but I could be wrong. I don't love it, but sure. So far, Bosejo has not looked great. I feel like fetches would just like be better. Extra Kratos, I don't know if I need, but I think here we just take the stock up because that just gives them flexibility. So I play against Red with energy. I shouldn't try to hard mulligan if I just have a good hand. I think with energy you might have to. With energy you may have to. They did that. So how punished am I here if I don't thought seize? I feel I can go thought seize into bossing say, and then keep the Beseju up. I guess. I feel like it's probably better to just do this and get a wild reliquary clock going. Better use a mana too. It's more so than just getting the clock right. They veil here. Oh my god. Okay, so it depends. Are we afraid of Atraxa or are we afraid of Azuret? Um, like this would just lose here, right? If they have the thing. Atraxa, they could have show and tell, but there's ways we can beat it. Also, if they show and tell, we had show and tell our own Atraxa, which is kind of neat. So there's like a little hedge there. I'm gonna rotate the birds for a arbor here, just to like get the gack clock up. We don't have any ones, which is like super awkward. Oh my god. we've drawn so poorly right now. Actually, I screwed up. We can actually beat this. I forgot. Like we have Talon Gates. Like why am I scared of that card? I guess it was top deck that I was scared of. But hmm. We can keep Water Well card up. Yeah. No, they don't because it stays in play. I screwed up. I should have taken that track, right? Like, although I die exactly that turn, I think I did have a pitch, so there's that too. Hmm. Yeah, I think I want to do no. I can cast natural and put Gak into play. That might just be right. I think. Okay. I better lucky than good. My opponent just like whiffed out after the Thoughtseize took their stock up. Right. Let's put this Haymaker in. Terracodon's probably really good here. And then just more discard. No safekeepers. Take out the oof. Looks like I take out one Gak. That makes sense. It's like kind of bad. The Magus is kind of interesting. I think yeah, the Magus is kind of interesting. I don't think so. I think like I expect them to play around stuff, but who knows? Also, we really want our talent gates to work, right? It stops that part of the combo at least. Arguments have been made. No, that's okay. I wish. Keep. Smells like Veil of Summer to me, so I'm not gonna walk into it. I think Brainstormer is definitely Veilstormer. That's funny. What do you mean by play into it? I guess that it just depends on your meaning of that. You have to have active white for what it's worth. They still have that. Ooh, that's annoying. Yeah, if they put this on the ground, I think they have another one. That is my read. Here, let me see. Do they force this? I'm gonna dare them to play show and tell here after doing nothing for 2 turns. Yes, that was the read, right? Like I it felt like they had bail. Shout out to Jax who told me like against Omnitel, if they have open mana, just like ramp. They always have it. They're trying to like the players are so greedy. And not that I'm saying my opponent is like maybe their line is to do that, but well, there's nothing I could have done there. I mean, they have Veil up. Like, there's no line there unless I have a second discard that I could have done anything about it. I think based on what I saw, I'm gonna try to cheese the win with the Magus. Based on what I saw, yeah. So far today, Beseju has looked like it would be best and just like more fetches, just make the deck super consistent. No black. Yeah, see, this hand becomes playable otherwise. Mm, we keep, but what are we keeping here? This is gonna be really slow, I think. Actually, let's do that. Fair enough. My opponent is quite good for what it's worth. Let's see what they do. If they leave a blue or mana, then I'm just gonna double spell here. Yeah, I feel like they have it. Yeah, like I said, I think the artisan here, it's worth a gamble to just like magus my opponent out of nowhere. It's gonna suck to lose the thing, but that's okay. On the play, I think it's worth the gamble to just like play your creatures. Like my opponent's probably betting on me going turn to discard and then walking into Veil of Summer, right? Show and tell here. Sure. Oh, that's interesting. Stock up. I guess we take the stock. Well, they have the pedal, but then if we magus them right now, I wonder how that plays out. I think we have to play to win, and unfortunately, that means the thrall probably needs to be sacked. 3, 4, 5. We got a thing that I can't hard cast it, but what am I getting here? Yeah, I think three, four. Oh, I'm short one. Let's see what's going on here. You need to make sure they don't allure in here, so we gotta keep up white. Oh, that's actually really good for us. Once upon a time, Green Sun Zenith. Probably a Dork. How much mana do I have? Five, six, seven, eight. No lands is kind of crazy. What did they get? Sure. Oh, I should have pitched the other thing. It's okay. Oh my god, they have a second one? Jesus. Oh my god. There's another line here where if I pitch the Thrall. Maybe eventually I can set up. I'm not sure they can win through Thrall. Yeah, I think I might have misplayed. I think if there's another line where I keep Thrall in play, and then build my way up to an Atraxa to deal with their Atraxa, and then I don't think they can win. So probably just a macro mistake by me. Because I can deal with the Atraxa eventually over time if I draw the what is it called. Eventually, if I draw if I get Bossing Say lock on the Atraxa. So I probably just screwed that up from a macro standpoint. My logic was I felt like I needed to excuse me. I probably had a lot of times that didn't need to rush. I felt like I rushed. I pitched there because I wanted to get off the ground with the mana, but this does not look good here today. And maybe just more fetches is just what we need. I mean, it is insurance for what it's worth. Yeah, I don't think I can lose if I don't pitch my Thrall there. I don't see how they beat that. Mm-hmm. Interesting. I probably should play the birds because I don't want them to kill the noble. Small misplay there. Probably playing around Bowmaster or something. I actually think Tamio is quite bad against this, but it might be okay against this hand. We'll see. I should be 3-0 right now, but I flubbed that other game. I think we take the brainstorm. Like I don't think we care about days here. I think we can have the days. Like, whatever. That's annoying though. Hmm. I get an extra point of damage if I attack with a thing here. Whether that's worth it is a different story, but oops. I screwed that up. I forgot about the minus. feel like they have another one maybe. Why do they have a lotus petal? What the hell is going on? Oh, it's gotta be Murktide region here. Can I beat this realistically? I guess probably not. It's kind of annoying. Unfortunately, one thing I hate about the new like design philosophy for cards, it's like very much just play one threat and try to high roll. And I feel like a lot of the skill has been reduced in the game, but that's a different story, I guess. Like the deck building is more important, I think, now than the actual gameplay. And I wish both were important. I only didn't concede because I have a safekeeper. I've actually never won from this position, but we'll see. No blocks. Why they're playing Lotus Petal is beyond me. But sometimes you get lucky. Okay, so they're playing Reanimator, so that's why. At least now I can see their deck more, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure I've lost. I wanted to see their deck, and I kind of got what I wanted out of it, so that's okay. Am I beating this? I don't think so. The problem is I can't deal with multiple. Okay, they forced that. That's fine. I don't think there's a way because we know they have the Reanimator already. like a fair deck, I guess, with random reanimator components. Okay, we'll concede to that. Yeah, I know, I know. My apologies. I didn't mean to drag the game on longer than it need to, but that's fair. That is fair. All right, what are we boarding in here? I need another card. What did I see out of them? I guess Dismember is like kind of nice. I think everything else I like. One Dismember just cause I guess. No, for sure. I agree. Yeah, see, this is a problem for us. Like I think the impression I'm getting is these should just be two more fetches. Like the way this game has this day has played out. Hey Gilson, how's it going? Ooh, that's gets value for us. We can turn on our other land. They deluge us. They deluge us. I don't think we can play around that on this board state. We'll just play. This is just a protection spell for Sylvan Safety. I think they have it. What's combo? Oh my god, Jesus! Have a plan B with Goy for 10 by itself. We win more games with a than the plan A combo. Yeah, I think that's probably accurate. Huh. That's kind of neat. You gotta be kidding me, man. That's annoying. That is annoying. That's for sure. Actually, oh, hold on, hold on. Do I want to do that with a Clarion out? Yeah, maybe it's fine. What's the worst that can happen? Dies. One, two, three. Ooh, I just realized a line here. That's kind of cool. Now that I think about it. Sure. And then we phase out the Clarion. Turns on our whole deck again. This is actually kind of funny. Yeah, it. I do think I'm favored. It's just like we haven't drawn ice cold. It's a little awkward because like I don't know if I'm supposed to respect the reanimator game plan or not. Like maybe I'm supposed to just keep natural order in over it. I don't know what they are up to, for instance. But obviously they have like a haymaker like Clarion, and we just can't deal with it. Then that's a different story. But sure, I don't really care. They don't want to attack anymore. So funny. I don't know why they did that. I guess they fly with this Clarion. Okay, sure, got it. All right. We really saw the vulnerability of Besager here. I think cut to Besager, play two fetches is where I'm at. Another thing we could do is ugh, I hate the sound of it already. Play one surveil land because that gives what's it called? Why the reliquary another target for bossing say, but I do not really want to do that. It's horrendous to draw. I think I just might play two fetches. Just like maximum like impenetrable mana. I'm kicking myself for this game here, but you know it's neither here nor there. Here are my socials again for those curious. Actually, I'll be. Let me pause this real quick. I'm gonna get water. I don't hate the idea of probably asking to get punished, but cutting a land too, and then using that slot to do something else. I don't know what I would play though, to be honest. There's like nothing I love. We'll see. I had a really cool game against this pilot a couple nights ago on my 5-0. They're always on energy. This is not a good hand against energy, but I'm gonna keep it for learning purposes. Which I think the stream probably values more than if I gain a few percentage here or there. I think I better take their Oscillac Pride if they have it. Ooh, that's not like all bad. Like the bombardment, which we lose to. Sure. Oh, I clicked on the wrong thing. They have a STP in hand. I think that's what I saw. Yeah. They'd probably save the STP if I just double ramp here. So it's kind of free. And then they get super punished because if they do that, save their STP, I'm gonna go Safekeeper into natural order, and we're gonna lock up the game. Sure. No blocks. I don't think I care at this point. Ooh, they're gonna waste us. Oh, that throws a wrench. I'm off by 1 mana. Oh, thank goodness. I think I know why they play the Wasteland. It's because I beat them with Bossing Save before. Now they're just screwed. Do I want to play the Gak right here? I feel like the answer is no. Actually, maybe yes. We just can't. Yeah, actually, the answer is yes. Just pass here. I believe we know their hand. We have an STP that's dead. They could like gain life, I guess, to prevent my tracks from gaining life. Some play like that. Is GG, homie. It's all because they saved the wasteland. They must have like PTSD from my bossing state before. Sure. It's over. They may not want to concede, but the game is locked. All right. Let's play that first. Play that. Bash for a bunch. They're not gonna concede, but the game is over. Like I'm gonna have infinite fodder now with Water Reliquary for the Sylvan Safekeeper. Sure. Ah, they're making it so that the thing outsizes the Atraxa. Okay, that's fine. I think that's correct. Ignore the cat. Don't let the cat flip, I guess. Okay, now I'm gonna deal a million to them. I love playing against better opponents. It brings out the best in me in terms of like I'm more motivated to do well because I feel like the practice is better. Dossie's come out. Thrall comes in. It's not great, but like I don't really love Hogak when they're a Caracas deck. Um, not to mention STP means it's not that easy to like turn on early, unlike the non-white removal. I can't keep this. Yeah, this is like hurting me now. Keep. What am I putting back here? Probably the Fiend Artisan's kind of bad. Although casting this may be a problem. Is they go after my dorks? I'm gonna fetch for snuff out regardless. So might as well. We don't have like I guess like safekeeper is kind of awkward here. I think birds is fine because if I get safekeeper and they like kill my dork, it's like really awkward. Then I can't cast thrall. I made a mistake here though. I should not. I should have once first. Um, because then if I see that I if I see that I don't need to, then I see whether I need to play around wasteland or not. Like I expose my stuff out for no reason here. You okay? That's like kind of annoying. That is like obscenely annoying that they're playing that. I don't know why. Like I don't know. I guess they want to splash for green. That is obnoxious though against us. We still have Dust Member, but it's gotten way more annoying now. Dead Teague. No way to tutor for him either. Maybe they feel they need to shore up this matchup. They played against me too many times. So the thing is, if I got safety here, I just have no mana. So I don't think I love that either. Ugh, a braid? Our opponent is just playing the full gauntlet, just like random. I don't know how they're ever beating combo, to be honest. But that's a different story. You know what would be funny here? If I draw Talon Gates naturally. Not quite. So we have a couple outs. Two Dismember. We're out of the Well Query is pretty good too. Ooh, not respecting the Bowmasters there. Pass. No, looking at my list, I see. That's got to be them looking at my list because not respecting the Bowmasters there. Ugh, I think that's awkward. Can I draw the Atraxa? I mean the not Atraxa, the removal spell. Scare them. Well, this is the where it's like trying to bluff here, and then see they read something into it. Actually, no, they have the voice. What am I talking about? It's not accurate what I said. Gadok Tiga is just very annoying right now. Funny thing is, Magus might be pretty good. The way they're fetching and their mana base looks kind of shaky. Actually, if they're three colors, I wonder if they have Crocus. Maybe they don't. Anybody know? Do the Mardu lists have Crocus? I feel like they all do, but I could be wrong. I feel they all have Crocus. It's just the mana's worse. Just ignore it. How did one of their cats die? Oh, with the Lazatikori. Sure. All right. Do I want to try to cheese a win there with Magus? I feel like probably not. We ran kind of poor there. I'm like very tempted to like cut a land though. Oof. Sure. Keep. If they've got T, I'm gonna be not happy. Gadok T can they possibly have? My opponent is playing rather slowly. Hmm. Interesting. I think I want my bossing say untapped. So I'm gonna do this. If they want to waste me, they can. Sure. The damage doesn't matter. I'll just take the one. Hmm. I think here I take the dork. Actually, the fetch is not bad because that's a land anyways. Maybe they waste the bossing say, but if they do, they do. Like that's fine. Thank you for the raid, Guma Noob. Just wrapping up the last match of this league. I think my lesson learned today is everybody joining. the sages should just be more fetches. Just have like a really really stable mana base, and just like be the exception to the rule in eternal formats right now. Where I think a lot of other decks, the mana base is pretty greedy. Mm, do I want them to get the thing, the energy, or not? I guess I don't want them to. We have a second one anyways. They probably think we have it, and they think the coast is clear. Sure. Mm, I think it's worth it here. And grow it. They got blown the f out right now. They got blown the you know what out. We'll make them bigger. So now it's gonna be really hard for them to deal with our line. Oh, come on. Come on. That's annoying. Don't give them a chance to respond. When they flip. Voice of victory, sure. It's annoying right now what they have going on. Ugh, the first track with the bombardment is like uh what do you mean by that? Artisan. I would say Energy is a good deck. It's a good starter deck to play. If you just want to like play something cheap, there's Usopp spells. I don't know how fulfilling that deck is though. Sure. I'm just MTGO. Oh, we're just dead. We just took too much life from the snuff out, I guess. Can't win them all. I felt like my opponent kind of like they drew really well against us, but it is what it is. Just unfortunate. Like they went Raptor Raptor, and then like had how many removal spells? Let's see. Yeah, kind of unfortunate. I think there was a game where I guess I don't know if it would have mattered. They had the static prison even. It's just like the problem is this version of the energy is like conceding combo, and we just couldn't draw a natural to there. And then they drew like I would say they high rolled compared to us, right? Like guide and bombardment, some of the better cards against us. Prison, they had what three removal spells essentially. We had two snuff outs, but not good against the hands they kept, right? Like I guess they kept it like a controller's deck, a hand, but yeah, that's okay. We lost three in a row to finish. Pretty happy. I think the main takeaway is oops. I just want to like play more fetches. Like that was like the vibe I got. Oops, wrong one. Add one, and then maybe add another one here. Just like premium mana. We did have the mulligan I think one hand because we didn't have the fetch. So that's like something to consider for our black sources. It turns on Gak earlier too. I don't like. Did we even blow up anything with Beseju today? I don't think we did. All right. Anyways, thank you for the raid earlier from who was it from? I should say here. I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember who the raid was from. I don't know why it doesn't say. Oh, here, Gumanu. So thank you for the raid there. Who should I raid now? I guess I can raid the four. Or actually, let's raid Pearl AMPC because I'm trying to help new streamers out. All right, hopefully everybody enjoyed my stream tonight. I think I was happy with the list. I didn't run. I ran a little cold at the end, but I think we're pretty happy. We know what we need to change.